Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is me, MsNoBuntu, DIVAA, divinely inspired, vibrantly anointed artist, and I'm back again with another video. I haven't done one of these in a minute because I've been so busy doing the Iyanla Fix My Life reviews and now the Peace of Mind with Taraji reviews. I have playlists for both of those, so check them out over here or over here. So today I just wanted to come in and do a video on some things that should let you know that some people are jealous of you or someone is jealous of you. Number one, if the very same person who was judging you and criticizing you and giving you a very hard time for not having an income, for not having a job, for not experiencing some progress in your life, when now you experience those things and you begin to make the ball move and you begin to make some moves, whether you better your education, whether you start pounding the pavement harder, or you start a business that that looks promising and is bringing in, is helping you be independent, those very same people who were judging you and criticizing you for it, if they're not happy for you that, oh, finally something that helps you be independent is happening, and now what it seems like when you get the ball running in your own life and you take control of your own life, it seems as though they're angry that your life is now experiencing progress and your life is now experiencing elevation and forward movement, when they were mad at you for your life not having that. Then you know that that's someone that is jealous of you. Because it's like, what do you want? Do you want me to be dependent on you? Do you want me to be behind you? Or do you want me to be okay in life? Do you want me to experience threefold shalom, prosperity, stability, and security? Or do you want me to experience it as long as it doesn't surpass yours? What's the problem? That's when you know someone is jealous of you. Is that when you finally get yourself together and you get your ish together, they still don't seem happy for you. They don't seem relieved that that's finally happening in your life. There's a sense of bitterness that you can sense in their atmosphere, in their spiritual atmosphere, that they're not happy about you being free from that. Another way that you can tell that someone is jealous of you is if, when they are your friends, your cousins, your sisters and brothers, whatever it is, however it is that you connected, and there are things happening that are events, and somehow you are not invited and everybody else knew, but you are the one person who was not invited and you're the one person who doesn't know about it. I'm just thinking of the ways that I spotted that certain people were jealous of me in my life. For whatever reason they are, I'm not interested in why they're jealous of me, but I'm speaking from a perspective of, these are the things that started to happen, things that I started to see, and that helped me realize this is what jealousy looks like, because it takes on a lot of different faces, and that's what I want you to understand, that it's not someone going all the time or doing that thing that you imagine. It takes on different faces, and it's that thing that has you confused, like, why doesn't so-and-so seem happy for me, or why doesn't so-and-so seem like they want me around, or why doesn't so-and-so seem like they're happy that I'm elevating as well, while they've been elevating for the past 20 years and now I'm finally elevating 20 years later, but for some reason they're not happy for me. That's jealousy taking on a face. So whenever you feel like, whenever you see that there's been an event, there's been something that's been planned, but you weren't invited, the person who was your only connect to that event and they didn't invite you, is because they didn't want you there. They didn't want your anointing taking over, and just by mere fact of your anointing being there, being the anointing that people draw to and therefore take attention away from them. They wanted to be the center of attention because they know just by you merely walking into a room, people gravitate towards you, and that doesn't happen with them. So they didn't want that person that happens, that kind of thing happens with, to be there, so that they can then be the center of the attention and attraction in the room, but an attraction that they have to work for, whereas you just walk into a room and people gravitate towards you. The other way that you know that someone is jealous of you is if you know you were the one where there was no progress in your life because of whatever circumstances that came onto your life that skipped over everyone else, and suddenly you have achieved something, and or you maybe you've bought your first house, bought your first car, you've finished that degree, you've attained that degree, or a master's degree, or your PhD, or whatever it is that you've achieved, and they don't congratulate you, and they pretend as if what you've just achieved, which is of huge which is a huge achievement, they pretend as if you didn't achieve it, and they ignore it, and they don't even acknowledge that compared to what it looked like initially, this is a huge achievement. You know that that person is jealous of you. And to segue from that, the next way that you know that someone is jealous of you is when you come into a room and they ignore you and they pretend as if you're not there. They ignore you and they pretend as if you didn't just arrive. And it's very clear, you can sense it in your spirit when someone is ignoring you and trying to undermine that you've just walked into the room, or that you are there as well, visiting like everyone else. They just ignore you, and they give you the cold shoulder. But you see, everyone else walks in and they say hey to everyone else, but when you walk in the room, they ignore you. That's a jealous person, and they're jealous of you. Another way that you know someone is probably jealous of you, not probably, is definitely jealous of you, is if they want to know more information about your life than is required. They kind of pry into your life. They ask for details. They ask for more information than they should be privy to, more information that they need to have. If they are asking things about your life that are absolutely none of their business, things that they don't need to know except for on a need to know basis, that's someone who's jealous of you, because secretly they're actually competing with you. Someone who's jealous of you is competing with you, and they don't want you to exceed the level of success or glory or whatever distance they have achieved or attained. So they're always watching. They're a monitoring spirit that is always watching you, making sure that you don't surpass them. I don't even think that they're happy for you as long as you don't surpass them. They're not happy for you, period. They want to be frustrated with you when things are not going well, but they're also not happy when things pick up and begin to go well. You know, I've had people, particularly, I can think of someone that is jealous of me. They've had the same experiences, let's say, as me, going to a particular destination or whatever. And let's say I knew or didn't know that they went to that particular destination. And when they came back and said, oh, I've been to such and such a place, I said, oh, wow, how was it? Let me see the photos. Did you take any photos? And I would look through their photos and be like, ooh, what does it feel like? What's the food like? What did you buy? Let's see what you bought. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I would be excited for them. But when I went to the very same destination, oh, it looks like you went to so-and-so, such and such a place. What were you doing there? What was going on there that you were there? It's like you're not supposed to experience the same things that they experienced. The very same things that you were happy that they were having in their lives. But when it comes to you having them, then it's like, what's going on? Let me ask questions. Are you earning more money than me? Because ultimately those questions are you earning more money than me? Have you surpassed me? I'm competing with you. Am I behind? Am I falling behind? That's someone that's jealous of you. Every time that they ask 50 questions about things that are absolutely none of their business, and they pry for details that are not their business, and they want to know greater things than beyond a threshold where anybody needs to know. Everybody needs some semblance and level of privacy in their lives. And if people are trying to cross the privacy line and get into the details of things that they really don't need to know about your life, if you ask yourself, what would this detail mean to this person? What does it mean if I tell this person this detail? Absolutely nothing. Why? Because they're not in any way involved in my life. They're not in my life. They don't pay my bills. But they're asking me these very intimate questions about a part of my life that I'm not inviting them into. Then you know that that's someone that's jealous of you. Another way that you know that someone is jealous of you and is probably competing with you is when you get something nice. You buy a nice car, or you buy a nice house, or you go back to school. They also want to go back to school. They also want to buy a house when you buy a house. They also want to buy a car when you buy a car, and particularly the same car that you bought, or a house in the same neighborhood. Or if it's a 3-bedroom house, then they'll go for a 4-bedroom house. They're always trying to one up you, or trying to match you in whatever that you achieve. That's someone that's jealous of you, and you know this kind of person. It's not a coincidence of that, oh, we happen to be wanting to buy cars at the same time, or houses at the same time, or go and study our degrees at the same time. You know that. And it's not that kind of thing, because a non-jealous person is going to say, you are inspiring me with your car purchase. I think I'm going to go and buy a car as well, because I'm looking at my financials, where my financial stability is at, and I feel like I realize that I can also buy a car, and I've been sitting here scared to buy this car, but this is inspiring me, so I'm going to go buy a car. A jealous person is not even going to tell you that you're inspiring them to do something. They're just going to go ahead and do it, and go do the very same thing that you just did, or try to one-up you, because again, they're secretly competing with you. Another way that you know that someone is jealous of you is when their countenance changes when you achieve wonderful things in your life. When you see someone's just countenance change, where they're like, they do this, very happy for you, or they don't give you a compliment. That's you know it. And I know you've been in a situation like this, where you're busy sharing something that you are happy about in your life, and you see someone's countenance change. You feel the stench of someone's countenance change into a jealous stench. Trust what you see. Trust what you discern. Trust what your instinct shows you in that time. Trust what your spiritual eyes show you in that time. That's a jealous person. When somebody's countenance becomes very uncomfortable and very unbearable to be around because you have some good news about your life, then you know that that's someone who's jealous of you. Another way to know that someone is jealous of you is if when you were struggling and experiencing just resistance in terms of progress in your life, they were always around. They were always there, always just hanging around you. But the moment that you start achieving some elevation and you experience some breakthroughs in your life, suddenly they're nowhere to be found. That's a person that's jealous of you. They are so jealous that they cannot look at your success. So they would rather just leave you and go on to other people that are at whatever level that they can feel comfortable at. Another way that you know that someone is jealous of you is someone who's in close approximation with you, but is very comfortable with betraying you over something. Like someone that you understand that, oh, this is a close friend, or this is my sister, or this is my cousin, or this is a close workmate, or this is like a supervisor. And when the opportunity comes up, they are good and ready to stab you in the back. They are good and ready to betray you. That is someone that is jealous of you. People that are in close approximation with you, people that you consider to be close to you, part of your circle, maybe not your most inner circle, but one close. That's why I'm saying close approximation to you, but are willing and are good and ready to stab your back and to betray you at any given moment, at the drop of a hat. People who betray you easily, but supposed to be your best friend, but they're constantly betraying you, supposed to be your sister, but the things they do, they are betraying. Supposed to be your cousin, supposed to be your supervisor, but supposed to be, whatever to you. Chances are they're jealous of you, and they want you out of the game so that you're no longer the shining person and the shining person that they are competing with. You're not a shining competition. Even though you're not competing with them, they're competing with you. And so they always want you to be behind them. And so they're always looking for a way to take you out of the game by betraying you out of the game. That's how you know that someone is not only jealous of you, but they're also intimidated by you. They're intimidated by your glory. They're intimidated by your purity. They're intimidated by your potential, and that's someone who's going to try and take you out of the game, to keep your potential from finding breakthrough, to keep you from your potential from being unlocked and unleashed, to try to frustrate that experience in your life. That's someone that's jealous of you. But not only that, they are intimidated by you, and they are competing with you, and that they are afraid of the inevitable. In fact, that's good information. When someone does that to you, when they're ready to always betray you so that you don't exceed them, then that's a clear clue that your life is destined for greatness. Your life is destined and with great potential. And all your prayer needs to be is, Lord, unlock it, unleash it, and equip me with everything that I need to have, so that when I get into this level of glory and elevation that you're trying to unlock me into, I have the tools that I need, and I'm not out there acting a fool, So those are some of the reasons that you definitely know that someone is jealous of you. Friends, pray for them. Forgive them, release them. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got everything to do with them. Spend none of your time focusing on, but why are they jealous of me? They're jealous of you because of your potential. They're jealous of you because of the glory of God that is upon you. They're jealous of you because there's definitely there's a greater something in you than everything that is in the world. There's something inevitable about your greatness that is pending and is going to happen. And that's why they're jealous of you, because they don't believe that it could also happen for themselves, for them. Pray for them, forgive them, release them, and do not dim your light for them. Go on with your life, elevate, progress. When you have breakthroughs, celebrate, but make sure that you do not do all these things around them. Do not celebrate around them. They can't handle it. Do not tell them what you're achieving. They can't handle it. Do not show them anything. Keep your achievements, your progresses, your everything that is good going on in your life, every breakthrough, every promotion, keep it away from them. Don't let them know, because these people also have a monitoring spirit upon them. So, and a monitoring spirit that's ready to destruct whatever is being constructed in your life. So keep your business away from them. Keep reposition yourself in relation to them. Be private when it comes to them, and fiercely private, but don't hate them, don't resent them, don't be bitter. Forgive them, bless them, and release them. I will see you next time. I appreciate you for continuing to tune in. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe down below and hit that notifications to receive all notifications of all videos that I am placing here on the channel that are public. And if you are new to the channel, go ahead and peruse the playlists that are public here on the channel that that are available. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing and share if this is a video that has meant something to you. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you again next time. I hope you're enjoying your holidays. Bye.